The baby monitor crackles. Through the static, a voice, small, soft, whispers,
"Mommy, don't leave me."
but your child is asleep beside you. Welcome to the Sallie house, a place where tragedy lingers, where grief festers, and where a little girl's spirit is anything but innocent. In the quiet town of Atchison, Kansas, nestled among rows of aging houses, stands a home with a past that refuses to stay buried. Locals know it well. Whispers of the Sallie house drift on the wind like the rustling leaves in October. To outsiders, it's just another old Victorian. But those who dare step inside often find they're not alone. Originally built in the late 1800s, the home was once the proud residence of Dr. Charles Finney and his family. The doctor ran his medical practice from the first floor, tending to the sick and injured of the town. But one stormy night, as thunder cracked across the Kansas sky, a frantic mother arrived at the doorstep, clutching her young daughter, Sallie. She was doubled over in pain. When Dr. Finney realized that the girl's appendix was on the verge of rupture, he made a decision that would doom them all. He opted to perform her surgery at his residence, without any anesthesia. Sallie screamed until she didn't. Her final breath, a terrified gasp. Her death, not peaceful, not painless. Her mother fled, leaving her child's body behind. No one knows what Dr. Finney did with Sallie's remains. He never spoke of that night again. All that was known was that Sallie was gone, and something of her had stayed behind. Over the years, death continued to shadow the house. 4 members of the Finney family passed away within its walls. Families came and went, some staying only briefly, but none left a mark quite like the Pickmans. Tony and Debbie Pickman, young, in love, dreaming of a family, moved into the house in the early 1990s. It was vintage, charming, perfect, until it wasn't. They began to experience strange, sometimes even violent occurrences. Lights dimmed on their own. Their dog barked at empty corners. Shadows stretched where they shouldn't. Debbie Pickman, who longed to be a mother with every bit of her heart, felt an inexplicable connection to the nursery. Though she struggled with infertility, she was drawn to that quiet room. It was as if someone was already there. Then came the whispers. A child's voice, soft and sorrowful, echoed from the walls. Debbie started talking to the spirit. After learning the home's history and the story of Sallie, the Pickmans tried to embrace her as a sort of phantom daughter. A quiet bond formed. Debbie spoke to Sallie as if she were her own child, and for a time, it comforted them both. But spirits don't love the way we do. Sallie's life was full of pain and neglect. Her parents never loved her, never cared for her. One night her suffering ended. Her appendix ruptured. But was it the sickness that took her life, or the cruelty of her parents? Alone, abandoned, forgotten, Sally's restless spirit lingered, desperately reaching for the comfort of a mother's embrace. But love, even from beyond the veil, can twist. Debbie became pregnant. At first, Sallie seemed happy, but that joy turned to jealousy. What once felt like comfort became menace. Sallie, who had never known a mother's love in life, now faced being replaced in death. The bond cracked. Sallie's envy grew. Tony, increasingly alarmed, tried to protect his wife and unborn child. He kept Debbie away from the nursery, but the doors opened on their own. After their son was born, the house's activity surged. The baby cried all night. The nursery grew colder. Lights glowed long after they were turned off. Dark mold began to creep along the walls. And then, Debbie found all the baby's stuffed animals placed in a perfect circle on the nursery floor. Terrified, the couple fled to a relative's home for the night. But as they were leaving, Tony felt a searing pain across his back. 3 deep red scratches, fresh, angry, bleeding. Something had lashed out at him, something unseen. Sallie was no longer a lonely child. She was possessive and dangerous. That was the breaking point. Tony never returned. But Debbie needed closure. She made one final trip back, not to reclaim the house, but to say goodbye. She stepped into the nursery, whispered softly,
Goodbye.
And something understood. Sallie let her go, because love cannot be kept by force. The Pickmans left, but Sallie remained, a lonely soul, forever bound to the place where her life ended too soon, trapped in a loop of love, twisted by death. She lingers still, waiting for someone who might see past the flickering lights and chilling whispers to the child lost within. Years later, in the early 2000s, paranormal investigators uncovered something unsettling. A faded pentagram was discovered in the basement, etched into the concrete floor. Evidence of dark rituals, burnt offerings, symbols of the occult. A luminol test in the master bedroom closet revealed glowing stains, like ghostly fingerprints, traces of blood, long cleaned, but never truly gone. The Sallie house still stands in Atchison, Kansas, a monument to grief, to longing, and to the powerful bond between mother and child, one that transcends even death. Lights flicker, cold drafts slip beneath locked doors, and within its walls, in the silence, a little girl still waits. Welcome to Phantom Tales. If you don't believe in ghosts, you will. Subscribe for horror that haunts. And don't forget, leave a light on tonight.